Why do you think you did that?
I don't know.
You're about to witness James O'Brien absolutely dismantle a Tommy Robinson supporter live on air. And let me tell you, this isn't just another call-in. This is the kind of exchange that perfectly exposes how weak the arguments are when people try to defend lies, conspiracy theories, and hate-fueled rhetoric. And here's the beauty of it. James doesn't need to shout, he doesn't need to insult, and he doesn't need to get emotional. He simply asks the questions that most of us are screaming at the screen, and the caller crumbles under the weight of his own contradictions. It's a masterclass in calmly holding someone accountable, and it shows how flimsy these talking points really are once they're put under the microscope. This isn't just a takedown, it's a reminder of how misinformation spreads, how it fuels division, and how quickly it falls apart when confronted with actual facts. Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.
Start with Aaron, who's in Medway. Aaron, what would you like to say?
Hello there. First time calling, so I'm a little bit nervous. Just wish to get my opinion across. Really,
Excellent.
It's just the way you're coming across. Really, to be fair,
okay.
Like you keep saying Tommy Robinson is inciting the violence and everything as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
But if you actually read through all his tweets and everything, he's constantly advocated for no violence because that undermines everything. He's constantly been saying everyone stop the violence because it gives everyone a reason to go against it, kind of.
Why did he choose to lie about a Muslim asylum seeker if he's not trying to incite hatred of Muslim asylum seekers?
Because that was the news at the time.
No, it wasn't.
It was. It was sort of all round everywhere on.
It was on racist social media accounts. It wasn't anywhere else. And I think Nigel Farage may have contributed very deliberately to the confusion. But you chose, did you, to believe it, despite there being no evidence? I didn't. Why would you do that?
At the time, yeah.
Why do you think you did that?
I don't know. It's social media. I agree that there is a big problem with social media everywhere.
And where does Tommy Robinson do most of his work? Where does he do?
It's on X.
What?
It's on X, social media.
So that's where the big problem is.
Yeah. But
you're here to tell me he's not part of it.
Well, he hasn't told everyone to go out and loot shops and riot.
No, but he's told people that 3 little girls were murdered by a Muslim asylum seeker, and lo and behold, people are looting shops and rioting and kicking in the doors of Muslims. You don't think there's any link at all there, Aaron?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I don't think he's right in that, along with a lot of other people.
What do you think then? What do you think then?
What do I think about what exactly?
What do you think about these riots?
I think the violence is completely wrong. It undermines everything they're trying to achieve, or the point they're trying to get.
What's the point they're trying to get across?
Yeah, the point we're trying to get. They're trying. We're all trying.
You said we're then, didn't you? Was that just a slip of the tongue?
Yeah, because the mainstream media make people more right wing, even though it's central.
Right. So what's the point? What's the point they're trying to get across?
Do you think it's right that we're spending £6 million a day to house illegal immigrants in hotels while our elderly are going to freeze this winter?
I think that it's a direct consequence of the Conservative Party's decision to stop processing asylum applications, between 70 to 80% of which will be passed once those applications are processed. And if you go to the Home Office website, you can see how the annual cost has risen from millions to billions as a direct consequence of what they have done, because by creating this crisis, they can whip up the kind of hatreds and prejudices that they thought would help them electorally, but of course they miscalculated on what the Reform UK Limited Party would do. And when you say illegal immigrants, you are wrong, because they can't be here illegally until their application has been processed. And as I've just told you, 70 to 80%.
You haven't even got to look in the news.
70 to 80% of the applications prove to be successful. So tell me again what point you think the people throwing smashed up gravestones at British police officers are trying to make.
Well, they're trying to make the point that, enough is enough.
Sorry, enough what?
Too many illegal immigrants, and we stress illegal.
Right. So why are they kicking in the doors of legal Muslims, people that were born here?
That's what I'm saying. That's completely wrong.
Right.
That is, you've got idiots in any group. Like last night in Birmingham, for example, where you've got Muslims out on the street. You will have wrong people in there that are threatening Sky News presenters.
They didn't threaten Sky News presenters. They swore, and therefore I watched it as well. And I'm a professional broadcaster, and if you don't immediately curtail a broadcast which contains swear words, then you'll get an Ofcom complaint upheld. But I talked at 10 o'clock. Yeah, well, slashing a tyre and attacking a police officer, they're not the same thing, are they? And yet I'd said at 10 o'clock this morning, someone will come on the show today and try to claim that these are somehow equivalent. Let's focus on the point that you think these people are making. They're making the point that there has been too much illegal immigration.
Yeah.
Okay, and you think that watching police officers get attacked, hotels get set on fire and shops get looted will make the mainstream media go, oh gosh, I think there are some people out there who think there's too much illegal immigration. But they don't know what the words illegal immigration actually mean, but they're certain that there's too much of it.
Well, every day we're seeing boats. I mean, I went fishing at Deal the other day, and you can see 3 or 4 boats come over every single day. They're not women and children. They're not fleeing anything. They're fighting middle-aged men.
How do you know they're not fleeing anything? How do you know they're not fleeing anything?
Because they're throwing their passports into the water on their way here to claim illegal asylum.
That's not how it works. That's what they used to do when they were on air. That's what they used to do when they were on aeroplanes. So how do you work out, Aaron, whether they are bona fide asylum seekers or not?
Well, you'd need to go through the proper. At the end of the day, you can't come up on a rubber dinghy.
No, answer the question. Answer the question. How do you find out? Well, talk me through what the legal routes are before you go.
The legal routes are applying properly, isn't it, through visa?
How do you do that?
You can't just rock up on.
Where do you do that? Where do you do that?
I honestly don't know because.
But you have to know, Aaron. Do you see why you have to know? Because you're on national radio expressing strong opinions which are built on nothing. Tell me how you apply. Tell me how you apply for asylum in this country.
If I was to turn up on a beach,
just tell me how you do it.
Some other country,
tell me how you do it.
That would be illegal.
Well, how do you think they got to here? They've passed through loads of countries, mate.
Illegally.
Not illegally. They are asylum seekers until their application is processed. So tell me how you apply legally.
I don't know because I'm not an asylum seeker.
But you're so certain that they're bogus. You're so certain that they're fraudulent. You're so certain that they've got loads and loads of other choices. And I ask you what those choices are, and you say...
Well, what are the statistics for the amount of illegal immigrants that have come over here this year?
I've told you that the rough average is between 70 and 80% of applications processed will be found to be valid.
That's too much, you know.
What do you mean that's too much? That's counting. That is saying, are you a genuine refugee? And the answer, after very, very stringent testing now, as a consequence of the political environment that you're part of, the answer comes back, yes, you are a genuine refugee.
Yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is, you know, you're spreading misinformation.
What misinformation?
The misinformation that everyone that's against illegal immigration is just racist.
Just run me by when I said that.
Earlier, you're constantly just saying,
tell me what I said.
The fascists.
Yeah, the rioters. I'm talking about the rioters and the people that have incited them. I'm against illegal immigration. I think that when people's applications are found to not be valid, they should be removed from the country. So what's the misinformation
so you're
then?
For the Rwanda bill then?
No, those are people whose applications were found to be valid would have been sent to Rwanda or forced to stay in Rwanda.
Where would you recommend we send these illegal immigrants? You're saying you want them out the country. Where are we sending them?
It doesn't matter, does it? You send them back to their country of origin because they will be safe there.
Are we doing that?
Well, we'd like to. But we can't because the backlog of process of applications that haven't been processed as a consequence of conservative policy designed to appease people like the rioters and shall we say their fellow travellers has caused a bottleneck that Keir Starmer now has to sort out. So everything you've told, and just before you go, tell me what I've said that's not true.
Well, saying that Tommy Robinson's inciting violence while these riots.
So why did he lie about a Muslim asylum seeker?
Not the start.
That's how the riots started, Aaron. Based on that racist lie, which he was one of the main architects of. Can I just clarify one thing?
Yep.
You were wrong about what immigration is. You were wrong about what illegal immigration is. You were wrong about incitement. You were wrong about what Tommy Robinson has and hasn't done. You were wrong about the rioters. You were wrong about my position. You were wrong about misinformation. Every single thing you've said in the last 20 minutes has been utterly unevidenced and wrong. But when we bid each other farewell, in my case, and I'm sure in yours politely, you'll still believe every single thing you believed when you rang me, won't you?
Because I see it with my own eyes, you know?
Yeah.
Like the two-tier policing.
Yeah.
You know, you can't tell me that doesn't exist and it's a myth. We all see it last night.
Right.
You know, we all see it. There was thousands, hundreds of Muslims and lots of other
How many hotels did they set fire to?
Out on the street.
How many hotels
None,
did they
but
set?
They raided pubs.
How many hotels did they set fire to? How many shops How many shops did they loot?
They raided pubs and took out white people and
Right, you are.
racially attacked them.
You saw this on social media?
Yeah.
Which you said 15 minutes ago was the biggest problem in spreading lies and misinformation.
Well, it's not a lie if it's there in front of you. You know, it's just
like
the media
the tweet, like the tweet about the Muslim asylum seeker killing those 3 little girls. It's not a lie because it was there in front of you.
Well, no, because this is a video right there in Birmingham,
right.
And you can see Sky News was there.
I saw
they
that
had
video.
to retreat.
I saw that video. They didn't have to retreat.
Did you see the police in that video?
Okay. So no hotels set on fire, no shops looted, no police attacked, but it's two-tier policing because the people who are looting shops, the people who are setting fire to hotels, the people who are throwing bricks at the police, they're getting collared, and the people who aren't doing any of those things aren't getting collared. Therefore, there must be two-tier policing.
Well, did you see it last night? There wasn't any police on that news report.
Well, how can there be two-tier policing if there aren't any police there, Aaron? Love to the family.
So Aaron kicks things off with the classic nervous caller line. First time calling in, but the moment he starts defending Tommy Robinson, the mask slips. Because here's the truth. Aaron has walked straight into a debate with someone who actually understands the words he's throwing around. And within minutes, he's drowning. When James asks why Robinson lied about a Muslim asylum seeker being responsible for those horrific murders in Southport, Aaron's excuse is almost laughable. Oh, that was news at the time. Except it wasn't. It wasn't news at all. It was fabricated nonsense spread by far-right accounts on social media. And this is where the whole argument collapses, because Aaron doesn't realize, until it's too late, that repeating Facebook conspiracies is very different from citing facts. And then comes the moment every listener heard loud and clear, the accidental confession. Aaron tries to describe the rioters, then suddenly slips up and says, the point we're trying to get across. That we says it all. In that one word, he exposed what James had been pressing him on from the start. He wasn't just defending the rioters, he was aligning himself with them. The mask was gone, and James pounced immediately. From there, the car crash only gets worse. Aaron starts rattling off the usual tabloid talking points, the $6 million a day on hotels, pensioners freezing, all the lines you can predict before he even says them. But James calmly dismantles it, pointing out that the entire crisis is man-made. The government deliberately froze asylum applications, causing the backlog, which then ballooned the costs. It's like blaming your house for flooding while ignoring the fact you left every tap running. And here's the part that's almost tragic. James knew exactly how it would end. He even said it during the call. Aaron would hang up, still believing every word he started with, no matter how many facts he was given. And that's exactly what happened. You could almost hear his brain slam shut in real time. This call was more than just a debate. It was a snapshot of how conspiracy thinking works. Start with the conclusion, immigrants are bad, and then bend every bit of information, every video, every rumor, until it fits that worldview. Ignore the facts. Move the goalposts. Pretend the lies are truth, and when challenged, retreat back into the bubble. And that's what makes this call both brilliant and depressing. Brilliant because James O'Brien exposed the weakness of these arguments with nothing more than simple, calm questions. Depressing because Aaron, like so many others, will walk away still believing the myth. But what do you guys think? Was this one of James O'Brien's best dismantlings? Or just another example of how impossible it is to break through to people who don't want to hear the truth? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Until next time, this has been The Narrative Watch. Thanks for tuning in.